the pattern of invoice, there is no specific pattern of invoice in this. You have to have the similar to GST invoice. There has to be a supplier, there has to be a recipient, there has to be a GST invoice, GST number of the supplier and the recipient. On the distribution column, that is at the where you are going to put the details, there the suppliers of the original supplier of the software have to be given, his GST and number have to be given, and what is the amount which you are distributing, that amount to be given. This has to be given before the next month 13th, and it will be filed in GSTR 6. The way in GSTR 1, the recipient can see in 2A and 2B. Similarly, 6 will be shown in 6A. The recipient will be able to see in 6A. There is also one thought in everybody's mind. If anybody is under the compulsory e-invoicing, whether the e-invoicing is applicable for this. E-invoicing in ISD is not applicable because this is not a supply. This is a supply is received at one end. It is only a distribution. So these are the basic parameters which we need to keep in mind. And it is ISD is not that complicated the way it was actually proposed, which seems to be very simple from these slides. However, if anybody has got any doubt or questions, are most welcome to ask.
Sir, before we open up for questions, firstly, my apologies. My system seems to be giving some trouble, so I'm not able to switch on my camera. There's some confusion with regard to cross charge and this ISD. So we could probably shed light on what is the difference between cross charge invoicing and ISD.
Sir, ISD is where ISD is where you have received the entire the service, and which is being utilized by various locations or get distributed. Whereas cross charges or those charges, for example, these audit fees or director's remuneration, etc., which are not tangible actually. So there it gets distributed into under the cross charges. I also have made a note on cross charges. Just give me a minute.
So briefly, from my understanding on the cross charge, cross charges are basically those common services which are utilized by the branches, as Ramasar just mentioned. For example, the director's remuneration, or if you have, let's say, the centralized accounting process. So you have to proportionately distribute that. Valuation of cross charge is an issue which has been bothering everybody. But there has been a circular on this recently, which says the valuation can be whatever is given by the supplier of service. In this case, it will be the head office. And the difference between ISD and cross charges, ISD relates to the input services received from outside agencies.
Correct.
Not from within the company itself. So this is broadly the difference, because a lot of people have this confusion with cross charge and ISD.
Sir, even in cross charges, it relates to the turnover basis.
Correct.
So it is not that the head office can take a view that there is a less profitability at a particular location, so we will put less charges, and other location where the profitability is more, you can increase the cross charges. It is not possible. That is also based on the turnover. Okay. Anything else, Arun bhai, before we...
Yes, Ramasar, one more clarification which I also was looking for. While this Finance Bill 2024 has proposed mandatory registration of ISD, number if you have more than one branch.
Correct.
It has not yet been notified. So
Correct.
Is it applicable, or it will be we should wait for notification to come out and then it becomes applicable?
No, I'll just clarify it. This is only the registration has been made compulsory, for which the notification has not come. Otherwise, this ISD has been there for quite some time. Now, my suggestion would be effective the 1st April, you should keep that registration on. Whether the notification gives a date or not, because the view is that since it is only the registration has been made compulsory, whereas the ISD was there from the day one of the GST. In fact, before then, even during the service tax period, it was there.
True, but there is a clarification which has been issued, or there is a clarification circular 199/2023, which came out on 17th of July. Correct. Which relates to cross charge basically.
Yes.
So it explains what is a cross charge and how it will apply. So it is also, we would encourage everybody to please go through that circular to get more clarity on the subject.
Correct. In fact, cross charge has been more explicitly explained than the ISD.
Correct, sir. But still, there was a lot of confusion in the trade, and a lot of people were getting mixed up with if there is a cross charge, why do you require to give, this ISD? Why do you be required to move with ISD? So that clarification has also come up, and I think what the input tax distribution, it has to happen as per Rule 39. Am I correct there?
No, not Rule 39. Yeah, correct. You are right. Rule 39.
Which defines the procedure for distribution of input tax credit.
39. Correct. You are right.
Right.
So I always thought that there was a clarity was required more on a RCM than the cross charges.
Right.
That is why I said that RCM is not part of it.
So I think we can open up for questions so that if anybody has a doubt, then we can probably clarify.
So yeah, we'll open up for questions. Like Vasant will collate the questions. In the meanwhile, sir, what if an organization is having an office, say, only in Mumbai, but is serving customers on an all India basis?
Okay.
Okay. Then what is the scenario then? Because sir, then it only... Go ahead.
It is only in Mumbai, because you don't have any branches where you have to give the facility to be extended to other branches. So therefore,
you can operate in that manner also. When you don't have branches, but you have maybe you had a representative office and not someone. Everything, the billing, invoicing, and everything is being done from that office, one head office only, or one particular office that they have.
Before Rama sir reacts to that, let me just clarify one important thing, because a lot of people have actually asked me this question. So I want this, because you also picked up the same thing. There is a law in GST which says if you have physical office in any other state and your recipient of service is in that state, you are required mandatorily to take a GST registration, and the invoice has to be in CGST, SGST only.
From that office?
That office, yes.
Yes.
So physical presence, because you said representative office. The moment you say representative office, there is a physical presence. So if you...
Physical presence, no. Say for the sake that I just have someone over there who is doing, say, just managing the documentation and anything. It has nothing to do with customers. Everything is being done from one office.
Sir, if you have anybody who is managing documentation, that office has to be registered.
Documentation is, say, documentation. Everything is done here. It is just a representative who's over there in case someone needs some assistance and he can go and visit or whatever, but it has nothing to do, no registered office, nothing. Just I'm just asking, what if there is a way? Is this a way out? Is this something that is possible?
Harish
See,
bhai, it
it's
is
not
you are
only about
Harish bhai, you are opening a Pandora box. Let me be very clear with this.
okay.
Now,
No, I'm just
even
I it
even if even if there is a representative office who solicits business and gives to your head office, it is a
okay,
branch there. He has to have that entire accounting process, everything is done there.
fair
Unlike
enough.
the service tax, where if it is cumulatively you could do from one place, under GST, that privilege has been taken out.
Actually, we had
Every
made so many representations on this particular issue when
yes,
GST came in.
yes,
No, it's
nothing
just a
happened.
clarification because people have that in their mind. I've been asked this question in quite a few, conferences and meetings, and I thought, this is maybe the right forum to put forward something like this to check.
No, not only that, they are supposed to have accounts also maintained in that location. So a lot of people, what they are doing is they are maintaining the accounts in head office, but that branch has an access to that accounts if there is any audit or anything like that.
Hmm.
So therefore, the GST and registration automatically becomes compulsory.
No, it is not just you, Harish bhai. I have been asked this question by many people,
Many
and I have
people.
always advised them this, that don't do this. I mean, if you have a physical, and I know people who have actually listed the physical offices on their website, but
Exactly.
yet they are doing it from central location. Now, this was one of the biggest headaches that all of us service providers got when GSTN came in. And we had made very strong representations against this. But the government says, since states are involved, this cannot be done. You have to do it from the state.
Yeah, precisely that's the reason, because the CGST and SGST, CGST goes to the center and SGST goes to the state. Therefore, for equal distribution, though in ISD also it is equally distributed because CGST and IGST, but there that location SGST goes first to the state and CGST comes to center later. So therefore, that is a compulsory that you should have a registration there.
As a matter of
Fair
fact,
enough.
in GST, there is uh, one concept of IGST. Now, IGST is basically not a tax which is gained by anybody. It is a buffer. It is like a overhead tank, which has to always get distributed between two. So it has to become CGST, SGST, or UGST. I mean, CGST on one side, SGST or UGST on the other side. So the the clarification that was given by the department was, since if you are doing interstate billing, it is only IGST, and states will take strong objection to it because it doesn't get distributed as SGST or UGST. So that was a concern, because of which they have not allowed centralized billing under IGST. So for all our service providers, it has become a very big challenge because our compliances go super high. And this
No,
is in
that's
addition to the
exactly,
compliance.
Arun bhai, that is exactly why I picked up this particular, question because I wanted to make sure that everybody here gets
Exactly.
clarity
It
on,
is very important.
yes, because until and unless we do not bring that clarity, the basic fact about the knowledge session that we are having today will not seem very important enough.
Absolutely.
No,
Absolutely. I agree.
I would also add to what Arun Bhai is saying is that every GSTN at a location start with the state code. So it goes to the
Exactly.
state kitty first. So therefore, even for the turnover purposes, what is the turnover in that state is also taken out by the GSTN with the state code. Unless until we have a registration there, this will not be appropriated by the state kitty.
So my only reason to do this was to make sure that everybody understands why this particular session is so important.
No,
And
no.
by trying to say that this is a bypass method, it is not. I was just trying to tell people that it is a no entry. You know, you have to follow this particular path.
No, especially people in Delhi, Haryana, UP, and Rajasthan is so close by, within 70 kilometers, you can reach everywhere, and they do not have their own offices there. But they are billing from Delhi, which is a very incorrect process.
Thank you, sir. That is you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So I was not opening a Pandora's box. I just wanted everyone to be aware that understand what this is. Like it's
Correct.
not just that we've come up with something and people are getting scared. This is a compulsion that you have to do. Though it may, you may have to do double documentation, you may have to do everything separately, but why input service distributor should be mandatory, and if you're a big organization or organization with branches. So
Correct.
that was the whole idea. So Vasant, if you have any questions, can you?
Yeah, okay. I'll read out the questions. Mr. Manoj Kamli, he's asking if distributor is in Maharashtra and branch is in Gujarat, then how can we claim input? Whether we have to raise invoice to that branch and what is the formula for it?
Now, this I would request you to kindly send this presentation to everybody so that they can always refer this.
Okay.
If in Maharashtra they have got the service providers bill, and in Gujarat if they have a branch, based on the turnover of the Gujarat unit, so much of a portion of service will be distributed from Maharashtra to Gujarat, and they can avail the input credit from that invoice which has been sent by Maharashtra. And this again, for the sake of repetition, this has to be done before the 13th of the following month in GSTR 6, which will be visible in Gujarat in 6A.
So, sir, again, I'll come up with a very. It's a simple question. What I need to ask is that, or let me put it in a different way. Can we draw an example
Yes.
from the multimodal point of view as
Yes.
to if I have my head office is in Mumbai, I have an office in Chennai, Mundra, and just say these two places.
Okay.
Can we draw a live example that, as a multimodal transport operator, what would, if my branch office has done something, so how is it going to be distributed? Like you've mentioned what it means, but say 100 is the amount that is to be received. Basis on that, what would go to the branch office if they've procured the business, but I have procured the freight as the head office. Looking at all these things together, just to get a better idea of what we are discussing.
Okay. One is that this is for the services, not for the freight.
Services, yeah.
Okay. Now, what are the services which you are utilizing for your multimodal?
Can be transport, can be custom clearance.
You cannot be availing a transport from Chennai for Bombay, right? You are located in Mumbai, but
that's
the
right.
transportation is locally availed there.
That's right.
Okay. So this could be your software services. It could be, okay, for example, you have procured 10 laptops. 10 laptops you have distributed between Chennai, Mumbai, and say Delhi.
Mundra. Delhi,
Mundra.
okay.
Say Mundra, okay.
Ah.
Now, the 10 laptops you have procured in Mumbai, say there is a value, the GST amount of say 1 lakh of rupees. The turnover in Mundra is comparatively much higher than Chennai. So whatever the turnover of Chennai, the total turnover, the percentage of Mundra, that much you would be giving the benefit of credit to Mundra. And if there is only 1% sitting in Chennai and his turnover is very small, you would be giving that, distributing that tax to Chennai, that minuscule value only. It could be other way around.
I was just going to ask you that.
Chennai, there is only one person, but his turnover is say 70%. So you will be giving the credit of that to 70% to Chennai, say 20% to depending on turnover to head office, and balance 10% to Mundra. So that is how the total turnover of the GST has to be calculated wherever these services are available.
Just to clarify what Ramasar has mentioned, if I understood the question right, Harish bhai, you're talking of MTO services or
Correct.
freight services. Now, there is one very important thing to notice. This ISD is basis common input services, not specific input services.
Yes.
Specific input services, suppose you're doing it in Chennai, everything goes to Chennai. But for common input services, now even that laptop example which Ramasar just mentioned, suppose you buy that laptop and of that laptop you are using 5 laptops for Chennai, 1 for Mundra and 4 for Mumbai, or you have assigned it specifically, then it is a specific input. It is not a common input and it will go in that proportion.
Even though if I bought it only at the head office.
Correct.
Exactly.
That is how it says goods and services. It does not only say services.
So it is complex, and that is the reason why we are having this webinar.
No, because until I don't bring out the questions that come into my mind, you know.
True, very true. And this is very difficult for SMEs probably, because we don't have that kind of resources at our disposal to only do tax compliances. And that is the reason why we decided that we should have a webinar on such subjects to, make everybody aware that these are the compliance requirements. We like it or don't, these still remain the compliance requirements, even for SMEs.
So good enough. Vasant, if you can take the next question, please.
Yeah. Is it mandatory to register an ISD if we do not want to use ISD?
So far it wasn't, but now it is.
Now it is.
And he continues, if we have taken separate GSTN, GSTIN for branch also, is it applicable?
Definitely.
It is definitely applicable.
You have a branch, it automatically becomes applicable, no?
No, I would put it like this. If the branch is availing the services which have been obtained by headquarters, head office, then ISD is applicable. ISD will be taken by the head office, and the recipient of the same will be at the branch office. They will not be taking any ISD registration. It is only the distributor, which is the head office, will be taking the registration.
The next question we have from is Mr. Sridharan Gopalan. We have HO in Tamil Nadu and 3 branches outside Tamil Nadu. When all branches are providing services to HO, no separate customer billing, whether Tamil Nadu HO still to get registered with ISD and distribute?
I didn't understand the question.
He's got an HO in Tamil Nadu and he's got 3 branches, and all the 3 branches are giving service only to HO. They are not doing customer billing.
What exactly do they mean by giving service to HO?
The branches is the service at different locations. They have branches, and they are create expenses. And I think only thing is they are saying the branches are not doing billing to the customers.
So Ramasar,
they are billing to the HO, but they are billing to the HO.
This brings to the same consideration that we're talking.
Harish bhai, whatever the first you started with the question, it is the same thing.
That's the same question, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not see this question earlier, but
see, it is answer for Sridharan Gopalan is that wherever you are doing the services, you are supposed to bill to the customer and you have to discharge with the GST at that location. Now, whatever the ISD is concerned, ISD, if the branch office has availed that services and distributed even to headquarters, that means that branch location should be registered at ISD. So I think I made it very simple and clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
Mr. Rajesh Prabhu wants to know, can we claim the common expenses such as audit fee in one branch itself?
We are having a session on ISD, not on common credits. Nevertheless, it is not possible. That is how the cross charges are there.
Okay. This Deepa Kansara says we have multiple registrations. Can we surrender the registrations and get the ISD registration? These offices are all operational.
Registration where? In ISD or in GST?
ISD.
Well, if they are distributing from that location, then they have to continue with the ISD. If they are not distributing with the ISD, I am not sure whether a registration can be surrendered or not. I am not sure about it. But however, we will just, if it is not being used, it can be surrendered like any GSTN.
So Jasbinder Singh says, just to add on to Mr. Harish Lalwani, if CHA stroke company is having operational capability in different states at different custom location, but not maintaining any office in different states, maintaining one head office, thus GST registration mandatory of each such location where operations are being done. All documentation, client service are being handled from one location. Again, the same thing.
No. So I'll tell you what, as a custom broker, you're required to have physical office in the state or the commissionerate. So except for Delhi, Delhi has this complexity, as Rama sir just mentioned, that in Delhi you can have an office in Delhi, and in NCR you can still operate as a custom broker. But in other states it is not the case. So if you're having, if you want to have a registration of your custom broker license in a particular state, you also require to have a physical office there which is verified. So that question doesn't arise mostly, except in the typical case of Delhi NCR, where an office located in Delhi serves the purpose for UP and Haryana as well.
Further to what you have said, Arun Bhai, even in CBLMS, you have to have the GST registration number put there for the branch.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sandeep Shinde asked, operational services procured at one state, example Maharashtra, having one-on-one nexus with services rendered in other states, then still such credit is supposed to be routed through ISD or cross-charge can be done.
I think everybody is getting.
And he's also given a scenario, which I think you should say.
Okay.
That the master BL is from Maharashtra carrying goods to Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Shipping line invoice is on Maharashtra, can be distributed through cross charge or ISD is mandatory.
I think Ramasan, I had clarified this. The difference between cross charge and ISD is very, very clear, distinct.
Yeah.
So cross charge is the services produced by one office for another office. And this ISD is for input, the purchase of services which are of common in nature. If it is specific in nature, cross charge. If it is not specific in nature, it's a common in nature, then it will get split through ISD. Am I okay on that, Ramasa?
No, there's another thing. In the ISD, the services which are common for each location.
Correct.
Whereas the freight is not common for each location.
It is specific.
It is specific. So
no,
therefore,
I think what he means is, suppose the cargo comes to Nhava Sheva Okay, and the head office is transferring the Kapna is moving it out, but they are over there by rail or by whatever means, and it's not custom cleared at that area. It's custom cleared at say Nawasheva, but it has to go to Hyderabad where you have your own office, who is going to be billing to the customer. I guess it means something like this. I'm just trying to understand the scenario.
Harid
Or
bhai,
maybe-
even if you go by the same example what you are giving, will the head office not bill to Hyderabad office?
Has to.
Correct. Hyderabad office will bill to the customer.
Perfect.
It's the
So
same
that
thing.
is, I just wanted to bring the answer a little more simply. So this is what this, I think this should be the right answer. I hope. Go ahead, Vasant.
Santosh Shukla wants to know, we received service provider billed in Mumbai with CGST and SGST. I don't know what does he mean by that, but
Yeah.
Then gives where? What?
billed in Mumbai.
The next one. He's answered.
And then
He's
he
given
says
you the second part.
Chennai branch will get CGST and SGST and as input, or it will be IGST due to interstate transactions.
IGST. In the last slide, it has been very clearly given. Wherever the ISD, IGST to IGST, CGST, SGST to IGST, UTGST to IGST.
So Kiran Ghag wants to know the difference between cross charges and ISD.
We just explained that.
Yes, Arun bhai started with that.
Yeah, we started with that thing. Mr. Sunil Achar says we have received invoice related to goods, related to sale, promotion, gift. And we have received invoice to ISD, GST. Can we distribute this import to related branch?
Yes, he can.
You should.
Should. Okay.
He has
It is
to. He has no
compulsorily
choice.
done. No, it has to be done that way.
Yes.
That earlier question, Mr. Santosh Shukla asked, that he says Mumbai is my HO and Chennai is branch with 30% of turnover.
Okay.
No.
So if the total turnover is 30%, then he gets the distribution, ISD distribution to equal into 30%.
So maybe we should take Santoshji on live so that we understand what he's asking, because it is causing some confusion.
So Vasant, if you can get him.
Yes. 1 minute.
You can invite him.
Santosh Shuklaji. Okay, I'm just trying to get him.
Arun, are you doing it or?
I cannot. Then
I am giving allowed to talk.
There.
Yeah,
Santosh is here.
Santosh, now you can talk.
Thank you, sir. My question is, I have corporate office in Mumbai and we have branch in Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and my Chennai turnover is 30%. We are getting bills for computer services, that is common services for ERP. It is in corporate office and we are distributing the same to Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai, and can say Hyderabad. So Chennai share is 30%, and we are getting services with the CGST and SGST because the Mumbai service provider is billing in Mumbai only. How to distribute to other branches and whether invoicing is required or it will be through GST or 6 only.
No. As Rama sir already mentioned, see, it is proportionately as per proportion of your turnover. So suppose your total turnover is 100, 30 of which is coming from Chennai. There must be 10, 15 or whatever X percentage coming from various other branches. So your total turnover, it has to be in proportion. So your ERP services, let's say, is 100 rupees. 30 rupees you have to raise an invoice, a particular invoice as ISD to Chennai. Similarly, 10%, 5%, whichever branch is turnover proportionate, you have to distribute to them, and it has to go as IGST.
And it has to be through an invoice.
Yes.
And
Okay, sir, thank you.
So it has to be through an intercompany invoice.
Yeah.
Mr. Sandeep Shinde wants to ask a question, so I'm allowing him to talk.
No, one second. Before that, you must also maintain a separate serial number for the ISD invoices.
That is very important.
Correct.
That's a very, very important point. Yes.
Wasn't by you can remove Mr. Santosh and take up whoever is.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, Mr. Sandeep, you can ask your question.
Yeah, hello, good evening, everybody. Can you audible to you?
Yes, please go ahead.
I have a colleague with me, Miss Amina. I think she would like to have some clarity. Next voice.
Sure. Please go ahead.
So I have already asked the question, but I'm not clear about the answer. So I'm just asking it once again. So my question was basically it's in relation to freight. For example, I have a customer in Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Okay. The customer billing will be done, for example, from Gujarat to the customer in Gujarat or Tamil Nadu to the customer in Tamil Nadu. But the billing is for freight. That freight I have not procured directly. Those states have not procured the services directly from the airline or the shipping line. But the other state registered on the same PAN, the other distinct person is procuring that freight from the airline or the shipping line. Now that entire freight, that entire like space is purchased by the location, for example, in Maharashtra. Okay, the shipping line and the airlines is billing that cost of freight with GST to Maharashtra. Now the entire cost is sitting in the books of Maharashtra, but it pertains to Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. So how now for this distribution, where the operationally the income is in the state of Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, but the cost is sitting in Maharashtra for the entire shipment. So this cost which is there, can it be distributed in the proportion of whatever is the quantity which they have space which they have utilized by Maharashtra through a separate tax invoice to respective state, both the states, or now with this new change it is compulsory for this invoice to route it through ISD and ISD will distribute in the turnover ratio?
See, importantly, please understand, these are not the services which are distributed. This is a very relatively dynamic billings. It can be less today, it can be more today, it can be one-to-one transaction. What we are talking about in ISD is the commonly purchased in the head office and utilized by other branch offices. So that is how you please read 54.1 very clearly. It gives you the entire complexity, the simplicity of ISD.
Ramasan, I think what she was asking, it makes us, it also brings this question. Yes, and I am also a little bit inquisitive about this. She's saying that the procurement of this common service has happened in Mumbai. This common service was specific to freight of one particular consignment, which was built in two parts, one to one state and another, which is Gujarat, and the other one to Tamil Nadu. So, in my understanding, this becomes under ISD, but it will go specific to the turnover. In the sense, suppose the billing, suppose the total billing that has happened on this particular freight for which you have procured is, let's say, 1 lakh rupees, of which 30,000 was billed in Tamil Nadu and 70,000 was billed in Gujarat. Your input of this particular tax should also be going through ISD in that proportion, 30 to 70. That is my understanding. Although I need to verify that. And Ramasan, is that the correct understanding?
No, okay. Forget about ISD for a minute. Just forget about ISD. You have procured the services in Mumbai and have to bill it to Gujarat and Tamil Nadu.
Not from Mumbai, from the respective branches.
No, hold on. I am saying
from Mumbai, the cost is sitting in Maharashtra and it is supposed to be billed to Gujarat.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the
and
cost
the customer
is in
billing,
Mumbai.
ultimate billing to the customer will be from Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. So the nexus is that GST output is coming from Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, but the cost is in Maharashtra. So will the cost be pushed to the respective location through a cross charge or ISD?
No, you just hold on.
Okay.
You are talking about a situation where the expenses have been incurred by head office on behalf of Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Am I right?
It's not head office. I would not say it's a head office. Depending upon the
Say, okay,
like
Mumbai office.
is moving, it may change.
Mumbai
Sometimes
office.
it may be one location, sometimes it may be other location.
No, let us say Mumbai office.
Okay.
Yeah, consult sheet.
Now, if there was no ISD, what you would have done?
We are already doing cross charge.
The proportion of the freight what has been availed by Gujarat, you would have billed to Gujarat. The proportion of the freight involved with Tamil Nadu, you would have billed in Tamil Nadu.
Correct.
And in the form of IGST, because it is interstate.
Correct.
That's right.
Correct? The
Correct.
same thing will continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it will not be cross charge.
It will not be cross charge. It is not a cross charge.
So
It is
how
a
this?
supply.
It's a normal supply. A
Correct.
tax invoice is flowing from Maharashtra to respective state,
Correct.
and it will be as per the in the proportion in which they have used that space or whatever proportion we decide to push the cost.
Correct.
Okay, so because this question came up because it's a common pool of cost sitting at one location which is supposed to be pushed to others. So in Rule 54 where it is telling common, so will not, that common word definition will not fit over here because it is pertaining to different state?
No, that common will fit in for I will give you another example. On a New Year day, you purchase 50,000 pieces of a gift at Mumbai office, which you distribute to various other offices. That is the common.
Okay. Okay.
Software is a common.
Okay. So one more question I have. I'm clear about this. Second question is, if suppose I'm getting any invoice from a third party, okay, to a particular location, and that invoice itself is giving, the vendor is giving the detail with respect to which GST and how much he has provided the service, but the service invoice is coming at one location, whereby the service consumption is already specified by the provider in the invoice that he has provided this much to respective location. So still the ratio of turnover will be applied, or the ratio which the vendor has told him that I have provided the service. And
In
this
my-
service is USD.
In my opinion, this is a wrong invoice.
Absolutely. I was about to say that this, in my opinion, is a wrong invoice.
Unless and until the invoice is made in a particular GSTN number and it is visible in their 2A or 2B, they cannot take the credit at all.
No, sir. The invoice is in the name of the recipient. For example, Maharashtra, it's an annexure is there. Okay, this much hours I have put in for this location, this much hours I have put for that location. So it's an annexure, but the invoice is on a specific GSTN with the cost and the GST with an annexure that this many number of hours has been spent on this respective states, the service provider. So invoice is on one location.
Then annexure is of no validity. It is the
No
invoice which is of validity. It becomes common credit.
So it's common, correct? Even though he has specified the
No, he has not.
utilization.
Now, let me make a correction there. He has not specified it. He has put an annexure giving details. But in the invoice, he has not specified anything. Moment he specifies in the invoice, then it becomes a wrong invoice.
Correct.
That is what Ramasur said.
Okay. So this will be a normal invoice in the ratio of turnover.
Yes.
Distribution. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. We have one, so CS Nitin. Sir, we have head office in Hyderabad and billing is centralized from HO for all customers at all locations.
Cannot be
Is
done.
this okay, or we need to register ISD for all locations?
ISD you may not, but GSTN definitely you have to, and you have to make invoicing to the local customer from the local branch office. You cannot. ISD is a very different concept. You're wrong with the first concept itself.
Okay. Mr. Manoj Kamli, if we have any branch, but we have other state GSTN, which is not operational, then how this is applicable?
It's not very clear, this question.
Yeah, the question is only not clear.
So Manoj, if you can please rewrite that question or rephrase that question, we'll come back to it.
Malini Punra says, sir, turnover means last year and current year, month or year?
It is on the month. As
It's a monthly turnover.
Rama sir just mentioned that it has to be done before 13th. So it is
Yeah.
based on your monthly turnover.
13th of every month.
I think we have done with all the questions what we had online.
There are some more open questions, no? Or you've already taken them?
All open, covered.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, we will share the presentation with everyone. So that should not be a problem at all. We have the consent of Ramaji to share it with everyone. So yes, we will. So if there are...
Our secretary will share it with all the members.
Perfectly fine. So if there are no more questions, which I guess they are not... Yeah, okay, last question was addressed. So I guess, Rama sir, thank you very much. Amazing
My
presentation.
pleasure, sir, always.
Sir, it's not just the presentation, it's the knowledge behind it, which actually helps us understand. There were so many doubts that I myself had that have been clarified just by one session. And it really helps us, to ensure that what we are doing right or what we are doing wrong. And it helps all our members also. So keep guiding us. We need this kind of guidance always. And we will be coming back to you again and again with a lot more queries that I'm sure people who have not asked the questions will send it to our secretariat. And we will request you to please, try and give an answer and advise all of us as to how this would move forward. I'm sure as dates change and the months change and new regulations keep coming out, we'll have to keep updating all our members. So thank you very much, sir. Amazing knowledge, amazing session. It was a pleasure having you with us. And Arun Bhai, with your expertise, as always, he stands by the side but comes up with some amazing solutions to problems. So thank you, Arunji. Wonderful session. Thank you all the participants for being there and asking the right questions. We've always said there is no wrong question. There can only be a wrong answer. And we'll try to make sure that the answer is also not wrong. So thank you. Thank you very, very much, everybody. Have a great evening. Have a great day ahead and a great week ahead.
1 minute before we end, we would like to inform everyone that we are going to have a session on dangerous cargo. I think Harish Bhai will tell you about the new regulations what have come in, which is on the 5th of April. So just for your information, you will get the circulars, mailers. So if he can, Harish Bhai will tell you about certain new dangerous cargo, new regulations coming in. Harish Bhai, please.
So as of 1st of January 2024, the IMDG code has now been updated. So we plan to hold a session on the IMDG code, the changes that have come in, to bring everyone up to date and also explain what are the other procedures required for carriage of dangerous goods. I would absolutely request everyone that this is, even if you are not handling dangerous goods or you have anything to do with dangerous goods, join in. It's a knowledge session. It's something that will really help you to take your business forward. And we'll be happy to, give you all the information that you need on the same.
Harish Bhai, actually, I would say it is more important for the people who are not handling DG cargo, because there are hidden DG cargo. Those who are handling DG cargo obviously update themselves regularly, but those who are not handling are not able to even recognize hidden DG cargo. So it is more important for them to join rather than those who are already into DG. So I would
Exactly.
actually insist those who are not into DG cargo, please do join. Make sure you do.
I absolutely agree with you.
So at that time, I guess I will be the speaker and I will have to take questions. And sir, I invite both of you all to please be panelists.
Anytime,
So
sir.
I'll assist you with the Q.
Thank
आप
you,
तो मैं
Arun ji.
स्टूडेंट हूँ सर, तो मेरा बनता है ये तो.
नहीं नहीं, मेरा कोई स्टूडेंट नहीं है, बस
क्या
हम
बात कर रहे हो?
सफर.
DG में आई एम योर स्टूडेंट. And Rama sir,
Yeah.
actually I'm not even joking. Seriously, I'm a student. I have done a
Sir,
course with Harish Bhai on this.
sir, you are a student. I have not even come to that class.
So
Chalo.
let's
Okay.
hope
Thank you so
we
much,
can
sir.
take that forward. So everyone, have a
Thanks,
great
everybody.
day and a great week ahead. Take
Rama
care.
sir, thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you.
a
Thank you,
great
sir.
Thank you,
pleasure
Arun.
always
Thank you,
to share
Rama
this
sir.
thing. Thank you so
Arun
much.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.